buy this certain type of meat. I don't want to do that. No. Yeah, sorry. You're being sinful for that. But you have to ask, though.
So we are responsible for basic general things or basic foundations of Islam.
Of the faith.
Go in the fiqh and all those details.
Right.
What should I say, the imams or the...
Yeah, all that type of fiqh and all the extra. But in terms of the tenets of faith about why you need to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who He is, the day of judgment, the believing in that, which mostly all you guys come know should believe that. I mean, I think most people are convinced by that. If you read it once or twice, you're good. You don't even have to read a whole book on it. But it's not as good for you when your mom just tells you that there's a day of judgment and you're like, okay, whatever, right? But if you believe for that and that's it, and you come to that conclusion, then that's good. That's enough you need to do. Doesn't mean you have to read 4 books or 5 books on that. That's not the issue here, right? So the thing about these other things, you're responsible for asking. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, ask the people of knowledge if you do not know. That is what that ayah hangs over all our heads. Ask the people of knowledge if you do not know, right? I'm not too sure if I'm supposed to eat this type of food. I never asked. Guess what? You'll be sinful for that, right? I never paid zakat before. I don't know how to calculate it. It's too confusing. No. I bought a house. Am I supposed to do this type of mortgage, that type of mortgage? I don't want to ask because I don't want to, make my life hard for me. No. You'll be accountable for that, if you will, right? All these different type of things. Can we date? Can we not date? I don't want to ask the imam. I just want to get married. It's too hard to get married in this country. No. You'll be accountable for that. You need to ask, if you will. In terms of all the proofs and where the hadith is in that verse, you're not responsible for that. Like I said, you can ask the imam for that or something else, but that's what you're responsible for. You're responsible for asking. Definitely.
So the non-Muslims are responsible to seek that same knowledge?
Okay, now, right. So let's go to the non-Muslims now. So non-Muslims, one thing that we say that the non-Muslims, every non-Muslim, every person that's born has a fitrah in them. Fitrah means natural disposition. There's a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that says that everyone is born with a natural disposition of believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then when they become the age of reasoning, like puberty, then their parents make them into Christian or make them into Jew or make them into, the Prophet says, Zoroastrian. And at that time, Zoroastrianism was kind of big. Okay, so they're off the hook until they get to the puberty or age of reasoning, where they can kind of think on their own now. This is right, this is wrong, I shouldn't steal, etc. Then it's up to that kid or that child to think about, hold on, 3 in 1, 1 in 3, Jesus is God. This is kind of funny, it's kind of weird. That's up to them. Now, if they never question that, then that's what they're held accountable for that. Right? So once again, some scholars have said that. If no one ever comes to that person and say, here's a pamphlet on Islam, here's a Quran, this is what Islam believes in. Some scholars have said that even if no one ever comes to that guy who lives in some farm in Nebraska, who doesn't have a TV or something and never heard about Islam, they say no, that person is still responsible in Yawm al-Qiyamah because they have that fitrah in them, that Allah is one and I came from somewhere.
So they're born with a feeling.
Yeah, so they're held responsible to find out, where did I come from? Who's my Lord? The Big Bang Theory, is that where I came from? Does that make any sense? Allah give you a rationale, but that's still there. Everyone has this. In case that person is crazy or they have some mental problem, that's different. That's a whole other sect of people, if you will. Right? So everyone has that. Some scholars said no, that they should have at least got the message. Right? That message should have came to them somehow. Right? They got a pamphlet, or even on the news, they heard about Islam. Right? Obviously now, like everyone I think in the world has. Honestly, there's still a few countries that don't have TVs and stuff like that, so I'm not going to say everyone in the world. But it has gone everywhere. Now, hold on. Is it good enough because CNN says Muslims are terrorists and then in 9/11 that the message has come to that person in Alaska? No. Right? That's the wrong message. That's why Imam Ghazali also mentioned that people will be judged, that even a non-Muslim, he will end up dying. It's one opinion of Imam Ghazali, that he will die and he will have that he will not be accountable because when he grew up, all he was told is Muslims are bad, they're terrorists, don't ever listen to them, and that's all they were saying. So Allah knows the variables of that person, and then that person will go to...
Does it have to do as well with how they use that? Like there are some people who will take that and just be like, okay, then no, it's not. And there are others who will take that and be like, very...
Well, some people say like, oh, Muslims are terrorists? Let me find that out. I think there's a guy down the street who's Muslim. Or let me go buy a copy of the Quran. So that works that way also, right?
But I mean, like just where someone like sees that on the news and then they're like, they're like, okay, then so Islam's bad, whatever, and then but then they kind of leave that versus people who see that and they take it to kind of extremes and they start to harbor this hatred.
Yeah, hatred, right.
So
Right.
there's kind of difference between that as well.
Exactly. So Imam Ghazali mentioned that I need to research this myself. I'm forgetting now. I read this a while ago. He said it was like 5 categories of people, and he only puts one category in Jahannam. And he said the other non-Muslims are even though they're not are also even though they die in disbelief, that Allah will still enter them into heaven. Why? I know that's very hard to swallow sometimes. Because they were so indoctrinated about Muslims are bad, don't go to them, they're terrorists or something.
But in the case that where, the latter, where they're super hateful, like that's showing what's in their heart, so that's...
Right, that's another thing. Right. So that's another way that scholars, so the scholars, to answer your questions, is that it's a difference of opinions of the scholars of Aqidah and of Creed, of what happens to that non-Muslim. If they never heard about Islam, or if they did hear, is that good enough, or how did they hear it? And they push them into different categories. And these people will still go to paradise, or these people will go into to Jahannam, if you will. But one thing that we learn from this hadith that I mentioned earlier, that also said that everyone's born on this fitrah, this natural disposition that Allah created them, or they have a God, whether they call it Allah, whether they call it Creator, whether they call it the man upstairs, whatever you want to say, that everyone understand that and they know that. Stop anyone on the street, and who is not necessarily an atheist, and ask them, is there 3 gods, or 4, or 7, or 1? Mostly everyone's always going to say what? There's one God. Even the Hindus will say this, right? There's one main God, but then we have the God of thunder, but there's really one main. Even the Hindus will say we worship one God, right? Because it's just natural logic to think that. No one's born and thinking that God is 3 and 1 and 3 and 1. You don't have to learn that there's God is in 3 forms, and then there's really 1, and that 1 could be 3 and 3 and 1. You have to be taught that. You're not born that way, if you will, right? And that's exactly what the Prophet said. Everyone's born with this, if you will. So, hopefully I answered your question to the extent, inshallah. So let me look up how the Imam Ghazali rahimahullah mentioned about the categories of people. I'm kind of forgetting now. That might answer your question a little bit more in terms of non-Muslims, if you will.
Thank you.
Are we going to hold accountable for not giving the dawah to non-Muslims?
Are we held if we're not doing what, sorry?
Or
Dawah.
not doing dawah to
Not doing that, yeah, definitely. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Nahl, verse 125, "Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal maw'idati hasana wajadilhum billati hiya ahsan." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and beautiful preaching, and argue with them in the way that is better. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Ud'u," and those who know Arabic know this is fi'l amr, means command. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives a command in the Quran, the default is that it's obligatory. Unless you have something else that proves that it's not obligatory. But anytime you have a command in the Quran, then we know that it's wajib, it's a fard to do. So Allah says, invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and beautiful preaching, therefore you have to do that. Right? Whether that's your neighbors, definitely, whether they're close friends, co-workers, it's obligatory. Yes, I know it's a taboo to talk about religion in a society, but maybe you might give a pamphlet, you have to drive it down their throat, right, and make them hate you. I hate this neighbor, they always talk about religion to me. That's not the point of it. But that maybe, you give them a pamphlet, you tell them about Islam, you know what, this is our worship, oh God. Do you have a religion? Oh no, I don't like religion, I just want to blah blah. Oh yeah, we're Christian, and it's okay, yeah, you have your religion. And you kind of take a note, and okay, no, I don't want to force you. I'm saying, like, you want to ever talk about Islam, I'm Muslim here, I know it's on the news a lot these days, a lot of misconception. I would love to meet with you or go over, or here's a pamphlet. I have my obligation, I'm obligated when I feel like they have to give you this pamphlet because if people think all this way, I'm Muslim, I want to make sure that, you understand the true message. And they might take that pamphlet, put it in the trash, or do whatever they want, but you convey the message as much as you can, And we all struggle with that. I struggle with that with my neighbors and so forth like that right now. But, you put the effort as much as you can. So everyone's definitely obligatory. We all know there's no prophet that come after the Prophet ﷺ. So all of us are mini prophets in terms of delivering the message, not in terms of communicating with Allah, but delivering the message. So definitely. I'll keep you guys very long. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of you. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Ghafoor, to forgive us for our wrongdoings. Ya Rab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us, prevent us, keep us away from the doubtful matters, so we not fall into haram, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Give us a purified heart, so our whole body is pure. Keep it away from a diseased heart, so our whole body will become diseased. Protect us and clean our heart, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. نشهد لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Jazakallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of you and plan number 2 inshallah ta'ala. We'll see you guys next week and we'll go over other hadith inshallah ta'ala next week. Bye.